Brutus, another general shout. I do believe that these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar. So I believe that these applauses are for, so suddenly there is a shout, and that is a shout of applause, and Brutus believes that these applauses are for some new honors which have been given to Caesar. Cassius, why man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus. Cassius says, why man, he stands on the narrow world like the colossus of Rhodes. Colossus. Note should be given in your book about Colossus. What is written?
Apollo, which was traditionally said to span the entrance to the harbour at Rome.
The statue of Apollo memorial was destroyed by which was destroyed by earthquake.
Colossus, the tall statue of Apollo in the harbour in the town of Rhodes. Its two legs were on either side of the entrance of the harbour, and ships sailed between its legs. So why has this been compared with Caesar? Because of the gigantic size of both. Because Caesar is also a huge figure in Rome. So Cassius says, why man, he stands on top of this narrow world like a colossus, and we petty men walk under his huge legs. We are petty men, we are ordinary men. Petty means ordinary. We ordinary men walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. And we just peep about to find ourselves buried under the dishonorable graves. That is the burial places. Suddenly,
Sheep যে পাস করে এই colossus নিচে ওটা বলে লাইনটা ধরে রেখে নেই।
ওই তো
Harbour at Rhodes এর পর।
its and ships sailed between its legs, and ships sailed harbor and ships sailed between its legs. Its two legs were on either side of the entrance of the harbor, and the ships sailed between its legs. Its two legs were on either side of the entrance. Its two legs were on either side of the entrance of the harbor, and ships sailed between its legs. Okay, so that is why this comparison between
Theoretically, they are compared because of their gigantic figure, and যেভাবে colossus এর নিচ থেকে sheep যায়, তেমনি Cassius এর
ক্যাসিয়াসের সাথে কম্পেয়ার করা হয়নি, সিজারের সাথে কম্পেয়ার করা হয়েছে।
না, এখানে যে বলেছে না, to find our walk under his huge legs and peep about, এটার মানে কি?
মানে ওরা ক্যাসিয়াস এবং অন্যরা সিজারের আন্ডারে চলাফেরা করে। এখানে এর সাথে কলোজাসের সাথে কম্পেয়ার করা হয়েছে সিজারের, অ্যান্ড অল দ্য আদার মেন আর পেটি মেন, অর্ডিনারি মেন, হু ওয়াক আন্ডার হিজ হিউজ লেগস অ্যাজ স্মল অর্ডিনারি সাবজেক্টস, অ্যান্ড হি ইজ দ্য বিগ কিং, and they just peep about that suddenly they find themselves under in their dishonorable graves. That is, without doing anything, they die. They are buried under their graves, in their graves, because they are not given any chance to do anything, because everything Caesar does, he has such a magnanimous personality, all devouring, magnanimous personality, magnanimous, 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 magnanimous personality, magnanimous personality. This is said by Cassius. This is not said in admiration, this is said satirically, because we have already seen what is Cassius's opinion about Caesar in the previous discussion, where in the swimming and everything he can defeat him, but still he has to live under him. So how humiliating it is for him. That is the point. So peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. এই লাইনটার মানেটা লিখে রাখো, and peep about and peep about, peep mane peer, peer about uki dewa, as if looking for grapes, as if looking for grapes in which we might lie down and hide our dishonor. Peep about as if looking for grapes in which we might lie down and hide our dishonor. Okay. Men at some time are masters of their fates. Sometimes men are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings. So the fault, dear Brutus, is not in our fortune, is not in our fates. Stars means fates. The fault is not in our fates, but the fault lies in ourselves, because we are underlings. We are servants. We are servants and not masters. We are underlings. We are servants and not masters. Underlings means servants. Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? Brutus and Caesar. Look, inverted comma used in both. So he is quoting the names. He is quoting Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? What is so high in that Caesar? Is he really so great? Is he so greater than Brutus? Why should that name be sounded more than yours? কি এমন আছে ওই নামে যে ওই নামটা এতবার করে সবাই সিজার সিজার করে চ্যান্ট করবে যা তোমার নামে নেই? Why do not people chant your name, Brutus? What we see Cassius's character here as a great manipulator. He is manipulating Brutus. Write them together. So he is the biggest conspirator actually, Cassius. He is the main conspirator. He knows that if he can take Brutus on their side, then half of their work is done, because people trust Brutus. Because Brutus is an honorable man. So if Brutus is there in the conspiracy and the part of the conspiracy and he is in the murder, then the murder will become an honorable one. The act will be an honorable one. That is why he is so adamant to get Brutus on their side. So why shouldn't your name be chanted as much as Caesar's name? Write them together. Yours is as fair a name. পাশাপাশি দুটো নেম লিখে তো দেখো, তোমার নামটাও তো এতটাই ফেয়ার, ততটাই বিউটিফুল, ততটাই ডিজার্ভিং as Caesar's name. Sound them, pronounce both the names. It doth become the mouth as well. You see, both the names, your name deserves the mouth, suits the mouth as much as Caesar's name. Your name suits the mouth as much as Caesar's name. Okay. Weigh them, consider them, think about their importance. Weigh means think about their importance. Consider the names. First bollo write them down, then bollo pronounce them, then bollo consider them. These are the three activities. Consider them, weigh them. It is as heavy. So your name is as heavy as important. Your name is as important. Here heavy means important. Your name is as important as his name is. That is, Caesar's name is. Conjure with them. That is, do magic. Call spirits with your names. Conjure. Call spirits with your names. Perform the art of magic with your names. Brutus will start a spirit as soon as Caesar. Then Brutus will call a spirit. Here the word spirit has been played with. There is a pun involved in the word spirit. Okay, the first meaning of spirit is devils. And second spirit means courage. One spirit, rouse your spirit. So here the pun is involving the word spirit. One means devil and the other means courage. So if you consider your name, it is as heavy as Caesar and it can create magic as easily as Caesar can. With the name of Brutus, we can start a spirit. That is, you can either raise a devil or you can raise people's courage. Both are the meanings. Either raise devils or to rouse men of courage. Both meanings are implied here. will start a spirit as soon as Caesar. So Caesar's name will do this in same time as Brutus's name will do. Now in the names of all the gods at once, upon what meat doth this our Caesar feed, that he is grown so great? Now tell me, in the names of all the gods at once, that what food does our Caesar eat? What meat? What food does our Caesar eat? Feed here means eat. What food does our Caesar eat, that he is grown so great, that he has become so great? Age, thou art shamed. Age here means the present time. The present time, shame on you. Age, thou art shamed. The present time, shame on you. Shame on you. Rome, thou hast lost the breed of noble bloods. Rome, you have lost the birth of giving birth to noble blood. Rome, you have lost your noble blood. Earlier you gave birth to people of noble blood, but now you no longer breed noble bloods in your country. All are now cowards. When went there by an age since the great flood, but it was famed with more than with one man. এই লাইনটা আন্ডারলাইন করো, মিনিংটা লিখতে হবে। When went there by an age since the great flood, but it was famed with more than with one man. Never since the flood of Deucalion, লেখা আছে দেখো তো।
The great classical mythology tells how Zeus determined to destroy the whole world because men were so sinful. Only one man, Deucalion, and his wife Pyrrha were saved.
ওটা তো অ্যালিউশন দেওয়া আছে, মিনিং দুটো লিখে নাও, লাইনে মিনিংটা লেখো। নেভার সিন্স দ্য ফ্লাড অফ ডিউক্যালিয়ন। নেভার সিন্স দ্য ফ্লাড অফ ডিউক্যালিয়ন, ডি ক্যাপিটাল। Never since the flood of Deucalion, Deucalion, D capital Deucalion, Deucalion has a single age passed. Never since the flood of Deucalion has a single age passed without Rome producing at least one great man. Never since the flood of Deucalion has a single age passed without Rome producing at least one great man. At least one great man. So since the great flood of Deucalion, there has no age passed without Rome producing at least one great man. But nowadays, Rome cannot produce any noble blood or any great man. When could they say till now that talked of Rome, that her wide walls encompassed but one man? So when could they say, that is people say, until now, those that talked about Rome, jara Romer ব্যাপারে কথা বলতো, when could they say until now, those that talked about Rome, that her wide walls were ruled by only one man, encompassed but one man, একটা লোক রোমকে রুল করবে এরকম কোনো দিন হয়নি, because Rome has always produced great men in plenty. Rome has always produced great men in plenty. So one man ruling Rome, that is why Rome is a democracy, not a monarchy, because one man ruling Rome has never taken place usually in recent past or in ancient times. তা এখন কি হচ্ছে? Rome is swayed or controlled by only one man. তাই তো অনন্যা? By whom?
Caesar.
Okay. Now, when there is in it but only one man, now is it Rome indeed, and room enough? Is it still Rome? Is this still that Rome which we know? And does it have room enough? Room enough? Does it have room enough for all of us? When there is in it only one man, does Rome still have enough space for all of us? When it is now when it now belongs to only one man, there is only one man in it. Now to in Rome there is only one man, so is there space, is there room for all of us to stay in Rome? Rome has really downgraded, fallen, declined. There's a great fall in Rome. Earlier it was full of great men, but now it is ruled and controlled by only one man. Then where is the space for us to stay? Nowhere. Huh? Tell no.
If the room is big, then Caesar will sit in the other sense.
In the country.
I was thinking that
No.
anyway. আচ্ছা স্যার আমাদের ম্যাম বলেছে এই যে প্লেটা আছে এটা ব্ল্যাঙ্ক ওয়ার্ডসে লেখা আছে তাই জন্য if like যেটা পাঞ্চুয়েশন মার্কস আছে ওটা ছাড়া যদি আমরা মানে মাঝখানে থেমে যাই that means the whole extract will lose its meaning. So is it
I don't know. You have to understand the meaning and write the answers in exam. The blank words, rhyme scheme, these are not required in this poem, in this drama. Eki. মাঝখানে স্টপ করে গেলে তো তোমার মিনিং লস্ট হবেই, তুমি কি করে মিনিং পাবে? তোমাকে তো একটা পাংচুয়েশন মার্ক থেকে একটা পাংচুয়েশন মার্কে পৌঁছতে হবে, তবেই তো মিনিং কমপ্লিট হবে। ও ইউ অ্যান্ড আই হ্যাভ হার্ড আওয়ার ফাদার্স বলে থেমে গেলে, দেন তো ইট ইজ বিকামিং মিনিংলেস। ও ইউ অ্যান্ড আই হ্যাভ হার্ড আওয়ার ফাদার্স সে দেয়ার ওয়াজ আ ব্রুটাস ওয়ান্স দ্যাট উড হ্যাভ ব্রুকড দি ইটার্নাল ডেভিল টু কিপ হিজ স্টেট ইন রোম অ্যাজ ইজিলি অ্যাজ আ কিং। You and I have heard that our fathers, that means our previous generations, say that there was a Brutus once. Don't do this when I'm teaching. So our fathers say that there was a Brutus once who would have brooked the eternal devil. আরেকটা Brutus ছিল অনেক আগে জানো, যে কি করতো, who would have tolerated the absolute devil, who would have brooked. Brooked means tolerated. Who would have tolerated the absolute devil. Eternal devil means the absolute devil. To keep Rome a republic. এর আগে একটা ব্রুটাস ছিল যে রোমকে রিপাবলিক রেখে দেওয়ার জন্য এক্সট্রিম ডেভিলকেও টলারেট করে নিতে পারতো। মানে হি ওয়াজ ইন সাচ ডিপ লাভ with Rome as a republic, and to maintain the republicanism of Rome he would have tolerated even the tortures of a devil. That is the meaning. না আগে একটা ব্রুটাস ছিল। Same name, different person. Brutus. As easily as a king. মানে বলতে চাইছে there was a Brutus once that would have brooked the eternal devil to keep his state. Keep his state মানে হচ্ছে maintain his kingdom. এটা কি লেখো, keep his state মানে হচ্ছে maintain his kingdom. মানে কোন ব্রুটাসের কথা বলছি সেটা বললে Here the Brutus reference, শোনো ভালো করে, reference to Lucius Junius Brutus, who was responsible for expelling the Tarquins from Rome in 510 BC. The Brutus in the play claimed to have descended from him. এখানে যে ব্রুটাসের কথা বলা হচ্ছে সে এসছে লুসিয়াস জুনিয়াস ব্রুটাস থেকে, যে ছিল রোম থেকে 510 বিসিতে টার্কুইন্সদেরকে বিতাড়িত করেছিল, সেন্ড অ্যাওয়ে করেছিল। দ্য ব্রুটাস ইন দিস প্লে ক্লেমড টু হ্যাভ ডিসেন্ডেড ফ্রম দ্যাট ব্রুটাস, সো হি ইজ আ ডিসেন্ডেন্ট অফ দ্যাট ব্রুটাস, দিস প্রেজেন্ট ব্রুটাস। He is a descendant of that Lucius Junius Brutus. না ভিডিও করছি আমি ওই লিখে গিয়ে আবার পড়াবো নাকি তো তার মানে কি ওই টার্কুইন্সরা যদি রোম দখল করে নিত তাহলে রোমের আর রিপাবলিক থাকতো না ওদের আন্ডারে চলে যেত ওদের সাথে ট্রিমেন্ডাস ফাইট করেছিল টু মেনটেন রোম অ্যাজ হিজ ওন কিংডম বাট হি ওয়াজ নট অ্যাকচুয়ালি দ্য কিং হি ওয়ান্টেড টু মেনটেন দ্য রিপাবলিকানিজম অফ রোম দ্যাট ইজ দ্য পয়েন্ট অ্যাজ ইজিলি অ্যাজ আ কিং যেভাবে লড়তো হি ফট ইন দ্যাট ম্যানার অলদো হি ওয়াজ নট আ কিং হি লাভড রোম বিকজ অফ দ্যাট হি ডিড সো Brutus, that you do love me, I am nothing jealous. What you would walk me to, I have some aim. I don't doubt that you are my friend. That you do love me, I am nothing jealous. I have no doubt, I don't doubt that you love me, that you are my friend. I am nothing jealous means I don't doubt. That you love me, I have no doubt. What you would work me to, that means what work you are persuading me to do. What work you are persuading me to do, I have some plans. I have some guess. I have some idea. I have some idea. What work you persuade me to do, I have some idea. How I have thought of this and of these times I shall recount hereafter. So, how I have thought about this and about these times, present times, I will tell you later, hereafter. For this present, I would not, so with love I might entreat you, be any further moved. So, as for the present time, I would rather not be compelled any further. That means I don't want to tell about this anything at present. At present, I will not be compelled any further. For this present, that means at present, I would not, so with love I might entreat you, be any further moved. That means do not compel me at present to talk any further about this. These lines mean this. At this present time, do not compel me to speak any further. Do not compel me to speak any further. FURTH here. What you have said, I will consider. What you have told, I will think. What you have to say, I will with patience hear. And what you want to say me more, I will hear it patiently. And find a time both meet to hear and answer such high things. And I will find a time both proper. Meet here means proper, suitable. Meet wordটার meaning হচ্ছে proper or suitable. And find a time both suitable and proper to hear and answer such high things. To listen and answer such things which demand great attention. High things means things which demand great attention. Till then, my noble friend, chew upon this. Brutus had rather be a villager than to repute himself a son of Rome under these hard conditions as this time is like to lay upon us. Until then, my noble friend, think about it. Until then, my noble friend, think about it. Brutus would prefer to be a villager than to take pride in being a citizen of Rome under the oppression that it is likely to take place in the near future. Brutus would prefer to be a villager. Brutus had rather be a villager means Brutus would prefer to be a villager than to repute himself a son of Rome, than to take pride in being a citizen of Rome. Brutus would rather be a villager than to take pride in being a citizen of Rome. Under the oppression, under these hard conditions means these hard situations or oppression. Under these hard situations or oppressions, as this time is like to lay upon us, as the present time is likely to place on us, as the present situation is likely to place on us, that is the hard times. So these are very hard times we are going through, because one man is getting all the importance, that is Caesar. So I would rather prefer to stay in a village as a simple villager rather than be proud of being a high citizen of Rome and witness such injustice taking place, like one man being having the power of a dictator. So Brutus is also not ready to accept this. Brutus also does not like this, that one man is getting the power, because Brutus is highly patriotic man. Brutus loves Rome and he also loves Caesar. That is why he is an honorable man. He is not like Cassius, who is extremely jealous of Caesar.
Sir, mine once I could not so with love
I don't doubt that you are my friend. That you love me, I don't doubt it. এটাই বলছো তো?
I would not so with love I might entreat you. 165.
ওই মানেটা আমি বলে দিয়েছি, ওই লাইনটার ওই রকমভাবে মিনিং ওখান থেকে বার হবে না, টোটাল লাইনটার মিনিংটা আমি বলে দিয়েছি। কি লিখেছো বলো তো? Do not compel me to speak any further. এটাই মিনিং এটার। For this present moment, I request you, do not compel me to speak any further. For the present moment, I request you, do not compel me to speak any further. Whatever I have to speak, I will speak later. নিজের কথা বলছে, আবার কি বলবো? মানে ওখানে একদম রোমের সেন্টারে থেকে একটা হাই সিটিজেন হয়ে এইগুলো সহ্য করতে পারবে না, তার থেকে একটা গ্রামে থেকে সেক্লুডেড লাইফ লিড করবে অফ আ কমন ভিলেজার হু ডাজ নট হ্যাভ এনি সে ইন দ্য ম্যাটার্স অফ রোম। মানে একদম রোমের সেন্টারে থাকবে থেকে সিইং দিস থিংস হি ক্যানট টলারেট, he will not be a witness to that, rather he will live a secluded life in a village where he will have no say in the running of Rome. This is the point. Brutus would prefer to be a villager than to take pride in being a citizen of Rome under the oppression that is likely to take place in the near future. This is the meaning. Brutus would prefer to be a villager than to take pride in being a citizen of Rome under the oppression that is likely to take place in the near future. খুব শিগগিরই মারাত্মক অপারেশন আসতে চলেছে if Caesar becomes the dictator. So Brutus will prefer to be a villager than to take pride in being a citizen of Rome, than to take pride in being a citizen of Rome under the oppression that is likely to come, that is likely to take place in the near future. That is likely to take place in the near future. Cassius, I am glad that my weak words have struck, but thus much show of fire from Brutus. Cassius is happy. He knows that his arrow has hit the target. So he says he was happy that his weak words, he says his words are weak. He is humbling himself. That I cannot speak only, but he knows his words are strong. So this is said ironically. My weak words have struck, have hit, but does much show of fire from Brutus. অন্তত এইটুকুনি আগুন তো ব্রুটাসের থেকে আনতে পেরেছি. I'm happy with this, Cassius says. Entered Caesar and his train, Brutus. The games are done and Caesar is returning. Game is over. Which game? The race. So the race is over and Caesar is returning. Cassius, as they pass by, pluck Casca by the sleeve, and he will, after his sour fashion, tell you what hath proceeded worthy note today. Cassius says, as they pass by, grab Casca by the sleeve. Casca ke dhorbe or sleeve ta diye. Means just hold him. Pluck Casca by the sleeve means grab Casca by the sleeve. Grab Casca by the sleeve. And he will, after his sour fashion, that means in his cynical way, cynical, cynical, sour fashion, cynical way, cynical. Casca is very cynical. That means he is criticizing everything, not happy with anything. In the whatever you cook, he will find salt less or sugar more. That kind of a person is called a cynical person. One who has a cynic view of life, critical of everything. Yes. She gave the expression of cynicism.
What?
You gave though.
No, I was like the रहने दो जो चले चले.
That is the cynicism. So cynical way. In his cynical way, tell you what notable events, tell you what hath proceeded, what the note today. What the note means worth noting or notable events. What notable events happened today. Casca ke dhorbe, Casca will tell you in his cynic way what notable events have happened today, if any. Brutus, I will do so. Yes, I will do so. But look you, Cassius, the angry spot doth glow on Caesar's brow. Just see, Caesar is getting angry. Caesar is looking very angry. The angry spot doth glow on Caesar's brow means Caesar is looking very angry. Caesar को गुस्सा आया है. And all the rest look like a chidden train. और बाकियों को देखो बहुत उसने chide किया है. That is scolded. And all the remaining people are looking like a scolded train of followers. Calpurnia's cheek is pale, Calpurnia's face is pale, colorless, and Cicero looks with such ferret and such fiery eyes. Ferret means a rat-like animal with red eyes. Ferret is a rat-like animal with red eyes. The red eyes is here the similarity. With such ferret and such fiery eyes. So eyes are red and fiery. As we have seen him in the Capitol. As oftentimes we have seen him in the Capitol. Being crossed in conference by some senators. When he is opposed. Crossed means opposed. Being opposed by some senator in debate, in a conference or debate or discussion. When in a discussion he has been opposed by some senator, then Cicero's eyes become as red as this, as we can see him now. So something has happened. Cassius, Casca will tell us what the matter is. Caesar, Antony, Caesar, let me have men about me that are fat, sleek-headed men and such as sleep of nights. Yond Cassius has a lean and hungry look. He thinks too much. Such men are dangerous. Very important lines. Mark as important. Caesar has an extremely good acumen. That is intelligence. He can identify people. Here he identifies that Cassius is plotting something. By seeing his face and his gestures, Caesar understood that Cassius was plotting something behind his back. This shows Caesar as an intelligent person. কিছুই হয়নি, নিচে পাইপে লোকগুলো কাগজ ঢুকিয়ে দিয়েছিল, জল পড়ে তো নিচে, বদমাইশি করে কাগজ ঢুকিয়ে দিয়েছে পাইপে। মিস্ত্রি এসে ঠিক করলো। Caesar says, make sure the men around me are fat. পড়াবো না কথা বললে। Make sure the men around me are fat. Caesar tells, make sure the men around me are fat. আমার চারপাশে যারা থাকবে তারা যেন ফ্যাট হয়। Bald men. Sleek-headed men means bald men. B-A-L-D. Tagla. Only motas and taglas should be around me. And such as sleep o nights, and men who sleep soundly at night, जो लोग अच्छे से सोते हैं रात को. 3 qualities of men I want. Number 1 fat, number 2 bald, number 3 fully sleepy. Not sleepy, satisfied in their sleep. बहुत देर सोता है रात को, soundly सोता है, deeply. Why he says like this? Yond Cassius has a lean and hungry look. Look over there. Look at Cassius. Look over there. Yonder. Yond means yonder. Over there. Over there, Cassius has a lean and hungry look. Cassius का look देख रहे हो? Lean and hungry. Very thin and hungry. He thinks too much. Such men are dangerous. Underline this. He thinks too much. He thinks a lot. And such men are very dangerous. They do not sleep at night properly. They think a lot, and thinking men are dangerous. They think negative. They plot. They conspire. They are dangerous. Caesar knows this.
This is just assuming
Casually saying, but still it shows his acumen.
I was just about to tell it.
Acumen. A-C-U-M-E-N. আবার এটা যেন প্লুরাল ভেবে আবার ম্যানটাকে সিঙ্গুলার ভেবে, ইটস আ টোটালি ডিফারেন্ট ওয়ার্ড। Fear him not, Caesar. He is not dangerous. He is a noble Roman and well given. Antony says, no, do not be scared of him, Caesar. He is not dangerous. He is a noble Roman and well given. That is honorable character. Well given means having an honorable character. Caesar, would he were fatter? Oh, একটু fat হলে ভালো হতো. I wish he were fatter. I wish he were fatter. Oh, ঠিকঠাক খায় না. But I fear him not. I do not fear him. Yet if my name were liable to fear, I do not know the man I should avoid so soon as that spare Cassius. Because fear আবার কি বলছো? Fear টিয়ার তো আমি জানি না, কিন্তু যদি আমি fear এ liable হতাম, মানে if I was prone to fear, if I was prone to fear, if I was prone to fear or I was habituated to fear, I do not know the man I should avoid. Then I don't know of any other man I should avoid so much as that spare Cassius. Spare means lean, L-E-A-N. Thin, starved.
Why is he doing so much for Cassius' help?
Because he knows that these kind of men are dangerous. They are not satisfied.
Thin men.
They are not satisfied. They do not eat properly, they do not sleep properly, so what will they do? They will hatch conspiracy. They are conspiracy hatchers. No, she sleeps a lot.
No.
Profound sleeper.
No.
Sleeping person.
এখানে অ্যান্টনি, ক্যাসিয়াস, কাস্টেরা সবাই সিজারের, এখন তো সিজার রাজা হয়, এটা বলতে পারো ওরা মিনিস্টার, এটা কি সিজারের কে হচ্ছে?
মুকুট ছাড়া রাজা সিজার এখন, শুধু মুকুটটা পরা বাকি আছে, অনলি দ্য ক্রাউন ইজ লেফট।
এখন এটা সিজারের কে? ফলোয়ার্স?
না, এটা তো সেনেটার্স, মেম্বার্স অফ সেনেট, ওদের একটা সভা আছে। They are all senators. So they are high-ranking citizens of Rome. And Caesar is also a high-ranking citizen of Rome. But by the virtue of his courage and valor, he has already created a great popularity among the masses. And that is why people respect him to another level. And that respect is the cause of jealousy in Cassius and cause of fear in Brutus. Not because Brutus is insecure, but he loves Rome and he does not want Rome to change from monarchy to dictatorship. And that is the thing which Casca is playing up in, to take Brutus into their team. I'm sorry, from republic to monarchy. From republic to monarchy. So, if Caesar was prone to fear, then these kind of men he should avoid the first. He reads much. This Cassius reads a lot. He is a great observer. Underline the qualities of Casca which Caesar says. He reads much. He is a great observer, and he looks quite through the deeds of men. He looks quite through the deeds of men. That means he judges the motives of people's action. He looks through the deeds of men means he judges the motives of men in their actions. He judges the motives of men in their actions. যে কোনো অ্যাকশন যখন কেউ করে তার মোটিভটা কি? He judges the motives of men in their action. He loves no plays. He does not love plays as thou dost, Antony, as you love, Antony. Plays here means sports. He is not a sports loving person as you are, Antony. He hears no music. Seldom he smiles rarely, and smiles in such a sort as if he mocked himself. And whenever he smiles in such a way that he is mocking himself only. He is making fun of himself. And scorned his spirit that could be moved to smile at anything. And he hates his spirit. Despised any man. Scorned his spirit means despised any man who could be induced to smile. And scorned his spirit that could be moved to smile at anything. That means he despised any man who could be induced to smile. Who could be induced, I-N-D-U-C-E-D. I-N-D-U-C-E-D. Who could be induced to smile. He despised any man who could be induced to smile. তার মানে হাসতে পারে এরকম কোনো লোককেই ও কি করে স্কর্ন করে. He does not like such men who smile. So smiling is something not for him. Such men as he be never at heart's ease whilst they behold a greater than themselves. These kind of men are never comfortable in their heart. Never at heart's ease. That means never fully satisfied. Never fully satisfied. These kind of men are never fully satisfied when they see a man greater than themselves. When they see a man greater than themselves. So Caesar understood Cassius's problem. These kind of men are never satisfied when they see men greater than themselves, and therefore are they very dangerous. That is why these kind of people are very dangerous. I rather tell thee what is to be feared than what I fear. I would rather tell you what to be afraid of more than what I fear. What to be afraid of rather than what I am afraid of. For always I am Caesar, because I am always Caesar. That means I always tell you straightforward. What I feel, I always tell you. But these kind of people will not do that. Come on, my right hand, for this ear is deaf, and tell me truly what thou thinkest of him. Here in this line, he tells clearly that his one ear is deaf. So come on, my right hand, come to my right side, because this ear is deaf, and tell me truly what you think about him. Trumpet sound, exeunt Caesar, and all his train, Casca stays behind. Mark till here.